If anybody didn't know, we are having a Taurus full moon that is going to push us out of our comfort zone. And while this lunation is ruled by Venus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, Mars is actually going to play a huge part in this full moon in its aspect. It's like it's giving us the steering wheel to drive us towards our destiny, our alignment to where we're supposed to be. But not only that, it gives us the freedom to build our own empires as we see others crumbling around us as we speak. Now, naturally, the sun opposes the moon, which creates a full moon, the sun being in Scorpio at 13 degrees, the moon being at 13 degrees of Taurus. And it's like the nation and the world is trying to figure out how we're going to establish our own set of resources, our needs, and things like that, as opposed to the sun in Scorpio that rules other people's resources, other people's support, other people's welfare and systems to support us. And what a coinky dink, that's exactly what's going on now. And like I said, Mars is going to be taking the driving seat as Mars in Sagittarius makes a square to Uranus retrograde in the sign of Gemini, in which we are forced to act quickly to events that are unexpected, that are put on us from an outside influence. Expect shocking accidents, people just getting violent out of nowhere, people being overly emotional, explosive, erratic. However, on the flip side, these events will give us way to our freedom. It makes us confrontational, but it leads us to our freedom because we are taking a risk to put ourselves out what we were told was the standard. And although other people will see it as rebellious, we see it as liberation. Jupiter exalted in the sign of Cancer, trining Saturn retrograde in the sign of Pisces, is urging us to be bold, to be abundant, to think in abundance mindset, to garner the prosperity that we can have on our own terms. But it's also saying that we need to discipline ourselves, because if we have long-term discipline, we also have long-term success in our own stability, our own systems. And that's what brings Jupiter's blessings. Now, that Sagittarius Mars will also be aspecting or making a sextile to Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. So it's almost like a us against them, the people against the government or leadership, where we're experiencing power plays in which we can find our own powers outside of the powers that be, or even the people who are within your own vicinity and community. You have to be strategic because Pluto is the silent gangster. So if we are to take actions, we have to be hush hush and move in silence. It's still Scorpio season. It's still Scorpio season. That Pluto in Aquarius is also going to be making a square to the Disposer, the ruler of this Taurus full moon, which will be Venus in the sign of Libra, which means that we're not going to do the surface level shit very long. We're going to have to come together, have some hard conversations so that we can build upon relationships that actually mean something past the mundane, past the shallow shit. And then we have this grand trine, like it's almost water trine, but Mars is in Sagittarius, making a trine to Jupiter, which is exalted in Cancer, which is its ruler, okay, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Trining Neptune and Saturn retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And what this basically means is that we have to take action, take a stand to build something of long-lasting value, build our own legacy, build the things that we need, and basically control our own future since they're yanking away resources. And with the full moon being in the sign of Taurus,